here's a portrait of Uncle Guy by R. Crumb. That's Uncle Guy, and he wrote "Wreck on the Mountain Road" about a truck wreck, which 1928 had made it the first trucker song, according to Jeremy Tepper. And if you ever see this pack of cards, he did one for blues, one for jazz, and this is the one he did for country. You can read about them there. You see how different they look? They don't look like they're from the same family.
Yeah.
And there's Uncle Guy. He's the one who was in the Red Fox Chasers. And my great-grandfather there looks like Abe Lincoln. Okay, got that?
Mm-hmm.
Here's where Uncle Guy is today. That's our Campbell home place in Ashe County, North Carolina. There's my grandfather, not my great-grandfather, that's my grandfather. He died before I was born. He burned alive on his last drinking binge in a little cabin. And my father had to go identify him, and he said the only way to identify him was through the snuff box and the glasses. I don't know how he identified the glasses, but he burned alive, and his head was stuck between the metal slats of this bed like he was pushing away from the fire, and it was like his skull was wedged between these two slats like he was too fucked up to move, but he was trying to move. But he had a similar drinking pattern to me. He was a binge drinker. He was either completely sober or he was, you know, fucked up for 3 days straight or something, you know. Ola Belle with her gold record. Here she is in 1938 with the Ridge Runners, North Carolina Ridge Runners. Oh, here's Ola Belle, and these are all her brothers and sisters. I always like that picture. Here's an article I wrote about Del McCurry, who recorded probably more of Ola Belle's songs than anybody, and that was for the New York Press. I only wrote for them briefly. Just a handful of articles when some friend of mine thought I'd be a good journalist, and they published about, I had a couple front page articles, like on the front, and a few others, but I got sick of, I really wasn't into panning people. A lot of their articles were real like catty, kind of, panning people, and I just, being a struggling failed musician, I couldn't get behind, putting down other people's attempts somehow. Like, I just, they liked what I wrote though. I mean, but I just didn't. I couldn't get to the point where I was saying how shitty people were. Here's me when I was young, and here's me with Ola Belle when she didn't know who I was anymore. That explains that expression, I think. Who's that? That's your nephew. You can see that's not my guitar because there's a peace symbol on the strap. Obviously borrowed. That was another article I wrote for New York Press. I had this song called Post-Mortem. It was in this movie called Longtime Companion, which was the first American movie about AIDS. Oh, here's one of my royalty things for that movie. This is funny. 112, it says Switzerland, 14 cents. And 100 something from Germany. That's because of the song from the movie about AIDS, Longtime Companion. Mm-hmm. I always thought that was funny, 14 cents. I never got another penny from Switzerland. I once got a check from Japan for $30 and never another cent. Oh, this is when Hugh was up for Song of the Year. That was the program. See, Shape of a Tear, done by the Lynn Morris Band, Hugh Campbell. He was up against the Dixie Chicks, Ricky Skaggs, and these other people. But he was one of the final 5. Oh, here, somebody called my song the saddest song I've ever heard. I don't know who said it, but I'm just looking for good ones. See, a lot of them I didn't finish, so it looks like I wrote a lot more than I did, but as you can see, I clearly have a problem. Second string clown. Sometimes I feel like a second string clown. I'm not even a first string clown. Got it? That's what that's about. Should have been around the world by now. Instead of working in a rundown circus like a second string clown. I'm not even in a circus. Dream the same dream. I'm just looking for some art. Should we try one?
Yeah.
Well, I wrote this song several months ago, but it was about Walmart. But this is a few months ago. It was before the Walmart bribery scandal where they paid, I think it was $24 million to Mexico to open them Walmart stores. I think they got a deal, but whatever, it doesn't matter to me. I wrote a little thing called Selling Junk. Every small town got invaded by the Walmartians, brainwashed to buy, zombified by the Waltons, single-handedly gutted small town America, yeah. Now they're everywhere, everywhere, terror. Shit, I gotta start over, dude. All about my family's musical history and the fact that there were so many songwriters in the family. It's sort of like carrying on the tradition of the country music songwriting thing, you know, coming from this family, you know, that had this tradition that goes back, like I said, my first relative to record was my great uncle, my grandfather's brother, died Brooks in 1928. Olabelle is my father's sister. She was originally Olabelle Campbell, so she's just my aunt. So I mean, and then Uncle Guy is my great uncle because he was my grandfather's brother. And my father was like 45 when I was born. He was born in 1912. Both sides of the family had recording artists.